guys, welcome to the channel, and this is another Sims 4 CAS diversity challenge. And basically I take from a list of nationalities, use a number generator, and find out which nationality I'm going to be focusing on this week. And this week I actually rolled Chile, and I'm pretty excited about it because I actually didn't know a whole lot about the country. And if you haven't seen the other ones, you can definitely check that out down below. I'll provide a link and in the top right corner. If you don't know where Chile is, it is in South America right here next to Argentina, and the coast, the Pacific Ocean is on its coast. So it is a South American country. It's very narrow, and it's between the Andes to the east, the Pacific Ocean to the west. It borders Peru to the north, Bolivia to the northeast, Argentina to the east, and the Drake Passage in the far south. Chile is today one of South America's most stable and prosperous nations. It's also a very ancient nation. Stone tool evidence in archaeology indicates humans sporadically frequented the Monteverde Valley area as long as 18,500 years ago. So a very long time ago. About 10,000 years ago, migrating Native Americans settled in fertile valleys and coastal areas of what is present-day Chile. So if you don't know what it looks like or what the people look like, I like to give you guys some reference pictures. So they're probably most famous for Easter Island, pictured here. It has 887 statues called moai, and they were created by the early Rapa Nui people, and today it's in one of the most remote inhabited islands in the world. In Chile's traditional dress, pictured here, a huaso is essentially a Chilean cowboy. Although Chile's rural areas are modernizing, you can still see traditional huasu style, especially the poncho. And on the right here, which is an empanada, and empanadas are one of my favorite things in the world. I miss them so much. I haven't been able to find a place that makes them. I should just make it myself. But Chilean food is very, very, very good. It's pretty reminiscent of, what they kind of have in the country. But going back to the traditional dress of Chile, normally huasus wear the ponchos and the hat and the riding boots, but even people in the city will put on huasu gear during the national holiday, fiestas patrias, when Chileans gather in celebration to stuff themselves on barbecue, drink the traditional terremoto drink, and dance the cueca or cuesa. And apologies if I don't pronounce any of these correctly. I know a little bit of Spanish, but I'm not fluent, unfortunately. So those of you from Chile, please forgive me. I'll try my best. So the indigenous people of Chile are called Mapuche, and they make up Chile's largest indigenous group, and majority of Chileans claim to come from Mapuche ancestry, though many of the Mapuche's traditions have been lost after centuries of Spanish and Chilean influence. There are still elements of Mapuche dress you can see in the country today, especially in the southern regions. The climate in Chile is super diverse. It ranges from the world's driest desert in the north through a Mediterranean climate in the center, humid subtropical in Easter Island, to an oceanic climate, including alpine tundra and glaciers in the east and south. people of Chile can be very diverse, also ranging from white, mestizo, which means mixed or indigenous. Yeah, so I kind of went with a more European looking Chilean, but there are people who are darker, who have more wide set faces, who look more like native Indians to the country. So as I was talking about the food before, Chilean cuisine is a reflection of the country's topographical variety, featuring an assortment of seafood, beef, fruits, and vegetables. Traditional recipes include, but are definitely not limited to, asado, which is amazing. I love asado, cazuela, and empanadas, which I love. And the folk culture of Chile has mostly Spanish origins, especially the Huasu culture of the central part of the country as it arose in colonial periods due to cattle ranching, and it could therefore be considered an offshoot of Spanish popular culture of the 17th and 18th centuries, as are the folk cultures and the rest of Latin America. So I imagine Matias to be a city boy, and I imagine him to be very artistic and creative, and he loves the outdoors, and he's definitely a foodie. So that's kind of who I was imagining Matias to be. So he has kind of like a very city-like fashion sense, but for his party wear, I wanted it to be reminiscent of traditional Chilean wear, and I decided to go with the red and black ponchos and also the black hats that I saw in pictures. This one is, I think, the closest one to it. They're very like flat hats with a wide brim, so that seemed to work pretty well. Unfortunately, we don't have any ponchos in The Sims 4, so I had to go with a sweater. We also don't really have any tall riding boots for men that didn't have a heel, so these weren't terrible, and I probably could have gone with those, but I ended up going with these, and I changed them to black, I think. I also noticed that they tend to wear black pants in their traditional outfits, and so I had to go with these. They're really the only ones that kind of go inside the boots. And I really loved this sweater. I think it's very reminiscent of the patterns that many traditional ponchos would have. Typically they have red and black and white patterns on them, and they're very beautiful in my opinion. I also ended up changing his everyday wear to a jean, like a jean button-up shirt, because I wasn't too happy with the outfit that I originally chose for him, but I did that off camera. So when and if you'd like to download him from the gallery, he'll be wearing a different outfit for his everyday wear. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new, and I can't wait for next week. I will see you soon. Bye guys.